I think Psycho-Pass Season 1 was amazing. It reminded me of both Death Note and Monster. The cat and mouse chase was similar to both, but the way the criminal and the detective were similar people that could have been close friends if the situations were different is similar to Death Note. The way Kogami was obsessed with capturing Makishima to the point where it negatively affected his Psycho-Pass and forced him to quit his job was a spectacular development. But him leaving was actually justified because the Sibyl system wasn't perfect. It was initially thought to be a genius AI that could decide who's a criminal by assigning and evaluating Psycho-Passes. But as we later learn, the Sibyl system is made up of abnormal and criminal brains, and that the system is corrupt when they captured Makishima alive and wanted to get him to join. Makishima's character was also very entertaining. The way he used other people to execute his criminal actions and had a message to spread was very similar to Johann Liebert from Monster. The way he refused Sibyl's offer and dipped was epic and gained my respect. His personality is also cool and menacing, and his fights with Kogami are great. I remember one of my friends, Starface Overdrive, showed me a scene on Twitter where he kills a character in front of another character. That scene immediately had me curious and excited to see what the anime was like. The way the scene was written was so intense, almost like a Death Note scene. Even though the scene frustrated me, the way all the characters acted was very in line with their established personalities. Additionally, I believe that the audience was supposed to be frustrated by this scene. This leads me into the murder mystery aspect of the story, which was very well done. The way the characters solve the early mysteries and catch their culprits is some of the best detective work I've seen in anime or manga. The whole concept of the Sibyl system is very simple, but allows for a lot of complexity, just like the Death Note does for Death Note. Scenes like where the guy with the first helmet beats someone to death while a crowd watches makes my blood boil, but it also makes complete sense in context. The Sibyl system became the untouchable law, and this made people very accustomed to peace, so they couldn't even recognize violence when they were looking at it. Only the detectives were able to understand what was going on. Other things like how the system decides that art is not valuable and how people become living dead shows how deeply the story explores the system. My favorite exploration has to be Makishima. He doesn't view his murdering as wrong, so his Psycho-Pass never gets clouded, meaning that he can continue to commit crimes undetected. All of these details show how well thought out the main concept was. This leads to some questions about what is right and wrong and whether the law should be blindly followed. I also liked a lot of the characters. Apart from the two main rivals, Masaoka is such a chill and respectable person. His relationship and past with Ginoza is very well written and executed. I started off disliking Ginoza, but after learning his past, his actions became a lot more understandable. The way his relationship with Masaoka develops is also great. Kaguri's design and relaxed, cool personality made him so likable. His past was hinted at, but it was sadly never expanded upon. He had so much potential, but it sadly never came to fruition. The way Akane learns from Kogami and slowly transforms from a naive newbie into a confident detective on Kogami's level was also amazing. There are many other things that I love, like the concepts and coolness of Dominators and the midpoint of the story. But now I want to talk about the other seasons. I'm really disappointed that the creators decided to try and continue the story when it wrapped up perfectly. While I haven't watched it, I heard that the second season was a watered down repeat of the first. I tried out the third season, but it might have been the worst season in the show. The main character was so obnoxious and stupid acting and looking. He also had the power to perfectly recall what happened in a location without even having been there. This is just a hack that eliminates any kind of detective work. The side characters are also not nearly as compelling or developed as the ones from season 1. When you combine this with the nearly hour-long episodes, my only option was to drop it. But none of this ruins any of my respect for season 1. It's easily one of my favorite anime, maybe top 20. I personally think it's very underrated because I had only heard people mention this anime when referencing Dominators. I think this should have been as popular and critically acclaimed as the likes of Monster and Death Note. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out my manga. All important links will be in the description.